Ready for fourth quarter action here, and we'll start with a 1:23 power play for Memphis to start the fourth quarter. Third quarter, Tim, all Central Florida. Early on, Corey Adamson got a goal to put Memphis up 3, but as you talked about, the big shot advantage, and they make up ground. And right now, Crusaders have the momentum to start this quarter.
Yeah, 11-4 shots on goal last period, and they definitely asserted themselves. The bad news for the Americans is that the Central Florida Crusaders have really picked it up. They are looking like a team that does not want to lose their first match of the year today, but the good news for the Americans is they are on the power play.
Adamson will take it. He'll walk it up. Djordjevic to his left. Alvarado goes down low. You got Galizzi in the middle. Looks like Scharf in the far corner. Djordjevic patiently to Alvarado, and Leon with an amazing save on the near post. So Leon comes up big again and just launches this one past midfield. And Tobias versus Adamson, and Tobias with the side's advantage on the header.
You know, he's got to be half crazy wearing shorts on an AstroTurf field anyway. So he's something else.
Djordjevic pounds it home.
Speaking of something else, Jeff.
Well, they finally found that lane for Djordjevic. He winds up with the left leg. Well, not much of a chance for Leon with the velocity that time. You just go down and hope he kicks the ball at you for the save.
Terrific shot, good finish, and that's a power play goal for the Memphis Americans. No question on the clock this time, that's for sure. And Memphis, very critically, reestablishes a 2-goal lead. That's the third time in the match they've had a lead of at least 2 goals.
So just over a minute into the final quarter, Memphis back up by a pair. Well, here's where Central Florida did a really nice job in the third, is just possession. Stay patient, control the ball, wait for the ball to come to you, ran the goal-scoring opportunities.
Lots of time left here, lots of opportunities for Central Florida, and they were in this scenario last night, Jeff.
3 goals in the last 3:37 in the run of play between the end of regulation and overtime. They scored just over a minute into the overtime period for the 7-6 win. Here's where Leon, as well as you see him well out of net, he'll kind of become their sixth player, their third defender. He doesn't mind playing out. Here's a nice shot from Tobias, and Kling, a nice job. Saw the angle there, threaded it through the Memphis defense, but comes up with a big save.
Long throw given right back, though, to Central Florida. Memphis trying to press in the attacking half, though, not letting Central Florida make a quick counter out of it.
Plenty of time, just under 12 and a half minutes remaining. So Central Florida, they don't have to have the sense of urgency down only 2 goals. Tons of time left in this one. And then racing down is Villar, and that was just going to roll innocently. Nice screen that time by Memphis, not letting him get to that loose ball. Castro through the middle to Ndenzako. Well, Memphis, one thing they don't want to do is be lured into a sense of comfort here. They wanted to continue to press, don't want to get into that prevent mode. Adamson swings it right side.
Castro's wanting the ball on the near side. He's down in the corner. He's made a run, and I think he's trying to draw one of the defenders away, but Central Florida's been very disciplined. And now there's a takedown, and that's going to go maybe in the books here for Campos.
It'd be hard-pressed not to think he's getting a card. Here it comes. Campos got over him, around him, and then took him down. Yeah.
So he's going into the books, but I think he's going the wrong way to the penalty box.
So another opportunity for Memphis. Another 2-minute power play coming up.
Memphis earlier on scored just after their first power play and then converted just moments ago on their second. That's why we stand here 7-5.
So Adamson going to work with it over to Djordjevic. Djordjevic, last power play, had him wind it up. Here's Galizzi, a little touch. Been right into the hands of Leon, waiting on it.
Jeff, maybe best case scenario for Memphis is they convert on the power play, but they kill a lot of it and make Central Florida suffer by running shorthanded for nearly 2 minutes.
Ideally, you'd like to get in the back half. That 30 seconds, that one's just going to be high the upper 90 from Adamson. Djordjevic to Galizzi, back to Djordjevic, but the pass off the heel was a little bit behind him, but it was looking like it was going to develop really nicely. Leon, a nice save.
Good spell here by Memphis, working the defense. Central Florida unable to make a change. Another terrific save.
You know, Memphis has done a nice job. They haven't allowed a full clearance here as Leon punches it up. Corey Adamson quickly on top of it toward the corner. Through traffic, header and a goal. It's Djordjevic right there. Outstanding job by Memphis into the corner. Throw it into the middle and see if you can get it, and Djordjevic was waiting.
Not only was it a goal, he snapped it into the goal. That wasn't just a glance. He drove that into the far corner unmarked. Beautiful finish. And now Memphis, with just under 10 minutes to go, they've converted yet another power play, and they have now extended their lead to 8-5.
Early on here in the fourth, in the first 5 minutes, a 6-1 shot advantage for the Americans. As Djordjevic assisted by Alvarado. 3-goal lead. Back to the right, Galvis. Still plenty of time for Central Florida. Tim, I think you would feel, though, if you could get that fourth goal. I don't say you would feel comfortable, but maybe somewhat confident as long as you just play your game over the last 9 minutes. 3 goals still very capable for the high-octane Central Florida offense, though.
Memphis has to be smart here, too, Jeff. No penalties whenever possible. Just keep the clock running and keep as many players on the pitch as you possibly can. And I'll be interested to hear your thoughts as we get another minute or two into this, how Memphis defends when they don't have the ball compared to last night, because we're getting into that critical time now where time is truly an ally of Memphis.
Djordjevic just outside the yellow line. Well, Memphis seemed last night, maybe they went on to prevent just a little bit. Galizzi leaves it right side. They got a 3-on-1, and now it's the 4-goal lead for the Americans. They got the counter opportunity, and it's Samuel Castro again.
And the hat trick hero, this could be his biggest goal of the season as that extends the lead. Beautiful work, but I don't want also to go unnoticed that Bloom's original pass in the give and go in the neutral zone sprung 2 Memphis Americans loose to make that play happen and to make that finish happen. So now the Americans lead this one by a score of 9-5, and now we're going to have a field player / 6th attacker.
I think it's Frankie that comes in. So Leon is off. I think they got Leon thinking they were going to pass it back to that right corner, and that left the net open, and that's going to be into the arms of Klink. And right now he needs to take all the time he's allowed before he's got to release it.
Oh, that's a smart throw by Klink. He throws it into space, maintains possession, and now Memphis, as you said, it's just taking time, running clock, make Central Florida chase and provide openings to attack when possible.
Off the foot of Burke, who's really the only Americans player down low. Alvarado sends that up into the stands. That'll get the clock to under 7 minutes, a 9-5 lead for the Americans. At 12-0, and the way they scored, Tim, I'd venture to say I would go from South Haven to Tunica and feel safe making the proposition that this is the first time this year they've been down 4 goals.
You would reckon so, Jeff.
One-timer, and that's a nice job by Adamson because they had Klink going down to his left, and that'll go out on Adamson, but that probably prevents a goal.
The Central Florida team has been so good that there have been evenings when they just simply show up and mentally they've already won the game. We got the clock stopped here as we're waiting for a ball to be served up for the corner kick.
Americans are going to pack it in. 4 inside the box, 1 just outside. Tobias rolls it, and what a beautiful assist by Tobias. Leaves it on the foot of Victor Rod. He just doesn't get assists. He puts it seemingly in the perfect position every time.
Yeah, and he lays it it's just stick a foot, angle it, and boom, a quick goal for Central Florida. And they're not showing signs of panic just yet, Jeff. Still a lot of time.
Well, you talk about the mental factor, a quick goal like that after Memphis gets a 4-goal lead. That's the type of goal that puts just a little bit of doubt in your mind. They'll go up again. This time it rolls right to Klink. A bicycle pass to the right side. Memphis has something going. And there's going to be a little bit of hold as Tobias and Georgievich get tied up.
Now, is the foul on Georgievich or is it on Central Florida? Because if it's on Central Florida, I'm not sure what Michael Carson's doing, not allowing advantage here.
Well, look like Tobias, his left arm just misdirected him enough to
you got to let advantage play right there. You got to let that play breathe.
Adamson.
And now Adamson wants encroachment or a deflection. Is he going to get either? Yeah, he's going to get the corner.
So you've got Alvarado on the backside up high. You've got Castro along the backside and Zacco up high. Galizzi calling for it right in the middle if he can get the quick flick. He does, but the header's going to go just wide. The follow no good by Castro. Here's a counter opportunity.
And now Memphis has to hustle. It's a 2-on-1. They finally get some numbers back. And Galizzi, good positioning to shield the ball, regains possession. But now you can see Central Florida pressing 3 in and near the yellow line, and now an unforced error.
We give credit. Galizzi's been on that field a lot this afternoon, Tim. I don't know if they're double shifting him or he's just been that active. We've called his name right in the middle a whole lot this afternoon.
He and Adamson, two of the most when it comes to time spent on the pitch today, no doubt about that. And Zacco's had some moments today, too.
They'll work it off the leg of Galizzi and right back to Adamson. He's going to wait for Tobias to come to him. He'll just get a little soft punch in there. Let the two teams battle for it. That's what he wants. He wants the ball just to be knocked around, keep the time coming off, under 4 minutes to go.
Oh, and we have a Steve Bartman situation as a fan reaches over and grabs the ball.
Poor 8-year-old to get booed out of the stadium. Follow to his car. All right, okay, here we go. This is the situation Memphis is in last night. A 2-goal lead, though, last night with just around 3 minutes to go. They kind of went into, for lack of a better word, kind of a prevent mode, got back on their heels a little bit, and Central Florida just continued to put the pressure on. It paid off to get the goals. Now, you got a 3-goal lead last night for the Americans. It was a 2-goal lead late. You've got that extra goal to work with, but I think in this situation, Corey Adamson's going to tell them, as you've said, Tim, play smart, but don't play defensive in this situation. If you've got an opportunity to find a lane, go up with it.
Yeah, and then defensively, how will they defend? Will they build the house with a 1-2-2? Will they press 2 in the attacking half of the pitch and force Central Florida to play faster, which it can be good. You can create errors, but also if you're forcing a team to play faster, then they can unlock you faster as well. So some significant decisions being made right now during this timeout.
Well, Central Florida back on the
and also
field.
Some significant decisions. Do you at this point, on the dance cam, do you floss or do you nay-nay?
That's right. I'm glad to see the whip and the nay-nay making a comeback. It's hard to believe it's already vintage.
Yeah.
All right, here come the Americans. And again, as you mentioned, they're going to have, I believe it's Franca who got the game winner last night. He's going to be that 6th man out there. They took Leon, what it was about 3 or 4 minutes ago, out of net. So it's Franca in there. The opportunity here, if you're Memphis and you can get a steal, you can dispossess Central Florida. If you can see the net flipped on the other side that goes high, But if you can get a good look at the net as Leon's back on, there's an opportunity to punch it over Franca's head and get that easy goal.
Good flashing run along the backside for Camargo, but lifts that out. It's a goal kick. That it's going to have to be saved, and it was by Galizzi. Almost a 3-line pass. Good job sorting that out.
Djordjevic toward the corner. He's taken down. You know, Djordjevic probably, you know, would be served well too, as you see in hockey in these situations, just dependent on the boards.
Absolutely.
Let the guy hit you from behind and keep you on there. The clock's going to run.
Yeah, just as importantly, you see Central Florida complaining. All they're doing, they've just burned 20 seconds complaining about something that's not going to get changed.
Adamson moves it over, has Scharf. Scharf had that one bounce off Campos. Campos out of bounds. So now you're at 2.5 minutes remaining.
And that's going to be a restart. Should be from the top of the arc since the defender cleared that from his own zone. And tick-tock goes the scoreboard clock, and this is another opportunity for Corey Adamson.
Galizzi to his right. Djordjevic Djordjevic to his right. Galizzi to his left. And then Zacco down low. Little stutter into the corner, and Leon, tremendous save and a really nice shot, but Leon comes up big again.
How?
Looked like he just pinned that left shoulder on the post. So you're going to have to bend it around me.
Oh, I think that got him in the chest. He's holding his chest. Either that or he's getting ready for the national anthem for the next game. That was a blast, and now he's coming off making away for a sixth attacker in Franca.
Minute 40 remaining.
Memphis with that 1-2-2, Jeff. They're staying disciplined.
You know, the corner, they'll wrap it around. Bounces away from Klink. Still loose. McGill whip the shot. Djordjevic, a smart thing, bank it off the boards. At that point, you don't want to do anything putting it up the middle. Even if you see a wide open teammate, just keep it outside and bank it off the boards.
And now with the foul, Memphis may not even restart this until there's about a minute remaining. Or nope, they take it right away.
Adamson just through the middle. Galizzi, he's just screening the ball right now. He knows the situation under a minute remaining. Galizzi, just a little bit of pressure on Leon. Desperation time now, more than desperation time for Central Florida, down by 3 goals. Tobias.
Nothing dumb here for Memphis, just enough pressure to not make it easy for Tobias. Franca says, scoot over. We're going to far side.
34 seconds. Into the middle, off the heel. Klink comes down, cuts off the ankle. Shot high and out of bounds with 24 seconds to go. Clock stops there.
Now really the last critical piece of business for Matthew Klink is just get it somewhere down the field and not in a position where it's going to be quickly counterattacked.
Galizzi deflects it over to Djordjevic. Tobias puts it up toward the ceiling. 10 seconds to go. And that one's going to get punched into midfield with 5 seconds to go. For the first time this season, the Central Florida Crusaders will taste defeat a day after they rallied with under 2 minutes to go in regulation and won in overtime. The Memphis Americans able to expand the lead, and they are the first team to knock off Central Florida. A big win today for Corey Adamson and his Americans club.
It's a great way to put an exclamation point on the weekend for the Memphis Americans. A hard-fought match last night ends in defeat. They take the same effort, still a great attitude, didn't get down from last night, and then took the lead, had the lead taken away, but then they kept rebuilding. Good character victory for this Memphis Americans team. And Matthew Klink, a big part of why they won this match today. Some critical saves as the afternoon went along. They should all be very happy. And, of course, this doesn't diminish the fact that Central Florida still the team to beat on the men's side in the National Indoor Soccer League.
As you mentioned, Klink comes up with 10 big saves today. Castro, Djordjevic with hat tricks for each. 3 goals apiece for those two. Klink big in the net. But as you mentioned, you'll have a little bit of that confidence. You're still about a month away from the playoffs, so 3 matches remaining after today. But right now, you know, if you face them at some point into the playoffs, you're going to be the team,
You're the
if
one.
not one of them, that has been able to get the win, and the other 2 losses were just one-goal games.
That's exactly right, Jeff. Mentality will play a big part in the playoffs. Central Florida has been magnificent in the marathon, but it's going to come down to a sprint to win the championship, and Memphis has been the first one to strike blood on Central Florida.
Another battle of 1 versus 2 coming up shortly between the first-place Memphis American women and the second-place Central Florida Crusaders. But in the men's match, it's the Memphis Americans, a 9-6 win over the Crusaders. Tim and I will be back in just a moment for the women's matchup. This is the NISL.